How's your day going so far, though?
Man, it's day 2, San Antonio. I think this is my third or fourth time actually being in San Antonio.
Really?
But I wanted to bring, family down. It's her birthday today, so we went down to Riverwalk last night, made a whole thing of it, just like Comic-Con during the day and a little bit of family time and celebrate her birthday last night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How's the experience been for you?
It's been cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little bit weird?
I'm used to it. Sometimes.
Weird within reason.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right, guys. We got to sit down with Brad Hawkins from VR Troopers from back in the day when we were kids. All right? Trooper Transform! One of the most iconic shows, and I'm so, to this day, I'm like, dude, it needed more. It needed more. But come and check out the sit down. Come and see what we were able to talk about at More Phenomenal. I appreciate y'all's love. Appreciate y'all's support. And don't forget to follow, share, like, do whatever you need to do. And all the additional social medias, not only for myself, but for Brad himself, is going to be down below. Love y'all. Be safe.
What is going on, everybody? We are here at More Phenomenal 2024 at Wonderland of Americas, and I'm here with
Brad Hawkins.
Brad. You've done so much with Power Rangers so far.
That's what started it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. What has been your experience like here at the con this year?
Every time I do a Comic-Con, it's because I don't do a lot of them. I do maybe 2 a year, 2, maybe 3 a year. I kind of draft off of the other Power Rangers, and those guys do it. They're all over the place. They go worldwide. But when I hear of like Steve Cardenas and Catherine Sutherland, and Nakia, when I hear of other people that I respect them as actors and they're good friends.
Right.
Whenever I know they're going to be in a con, it just makes it that much more worthwhile for me to be a part of it. I don't know, for me to go in a place by myself where there aren't other Power Rangers I don't think it'd be the same experience for me. So I like to go whenever I know my friends are going to be here too.
Right. Now the Gold Ranger in general is such an iconic character.
Yeah.
How is being able to see all your fans come up after all these years and still talk about him?
It's a trip because that's kind of what got me into the Power Ranger universe is my just being the voice of the Gold Ranger. So, and that's a nugget, like it's a little Easter egg. Most people don't know. I would think that it's more of an inside secret that the guy who was the VR Trooper is also the voice of the Gold Ranger in like the debut. So, you got to dig for that a little bit. If you look on YouTube and you look it up, you're like, yep, that's him. And some people come up, they're like, dude, I knew that was you. I knew that was you. I could hear your voice. So, for the real fans, it was an Easter egg.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the VR Trooper, that was another project that you had been on, you've been a part of. What was that experience like for you?
That was my first TV show ever. So I was, I think 18 years old, right out of high school. It was awesome that you go out to LA, and I got very lucky. I was in the right place at the right time.
Okay.
I've been there for about maybe 6 months, which just doesn't happen. An audition came up, and it was actually for an audition for the White Ranger. That was the audition. So that's
okay.
And I did multiple auditions, met with all the producers, and when they said, hey, you have the role, I thought I was going to be the new White Ranger because that's what it was. The casting was for, right?
Makes sense.
So that was the plan, and Jason David Frank had done a pilot for Cybertron, which became VR Troopers.
Right.
So have you ever seen the pilot?
I think I did.
Yeah,
I think I did. It was a while back ago,
it's VR Troopers with Jason David Frank instead of me. It's hilarious. It's almost like a deep fake.
Okay.
You're like,
it looks weird. You're like,
VR Troopers, but it's Jason David Frank.
It's AI.
Yeah. So they sold it. They sold the show. They sold the pilot, and it was going to be, I was going to be the White Ranger. He was going to have his own show, Cybertron, VR Troopers, whatever. Honestly, in the last few months, they switched everything. They were like, Jason's too popular. We can't lose him from the franchise. Kept him on as the White Ranger, unveiled him, and gave me VR Troopers. So it was just it's like a parting gift. Hey, sorry we can't give you that, but here's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Now, you went on to do voice acting on top of all that. For me, I dwell in voice impressions. I don't understand what it means to like go through the process of voice acting. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, when you're doing dubbing, voiceovers, I didn't know much about it until I got into it. I moved back to Texas in 2006 from Los Angeles, and my agent, who was repping me for television, commercial, films, she said, hey, there's a company here called Funimation, and they do most of the anime that's out there. One Piece, all these other big shows. Never considered anime. That's never been me. but you know, they're like, you really should consider because you have a lot of experience already doing voiceovers. So you're used to being in the studio, it's 3 beeps, and then you start your line. So they go, you already have experience with that, so like let's get you into that group. And so once I got into it, I started getting more shows. You meet the producers and directors, you get friendships going with them.
Right.
They know what your voice sounds like.
Right.
So every time they're looking for an actor with that kind of tone, they're like, you're either the guy or not the guy. So they're like, hey Brad, I got this guy, he's got a real raspy voice, or he's very animated, love for you to come in and do that voice. And just got to know everybody, man. And so now it's just, whenever they need a voice, I go jump in.
Who's been your favorite character for voice acting?
Diamante. This
Diamante?
guy, yeah, One Piece. He's just a pimp. You know, I mean, look at that. That's a fun guy, right?
That looks like a guy who likes to have fun,
right?
for sure,
so,
for
yeah,
sure.
Very Steven Tyler, Aerosmith kind of vibe, but Goblin Slayer was, I would say, more popular at this point. Season 2, we've already done a feature film, so Goblin Slayer's probably got more popularity. But his character's just, One Piece is legendary. You know, they've been around forever, so to have a pretty big character on One Piece he's just animated and fun. I like his voice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if they wanted to keep up with you on the 2 or 3 cons that you do a year.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do more. I think I met a couple of people here that are into the anime cons, which might be more current for me, you know, because I've done the Power Ranger stuff and VR Trooper stuff, and it's been a while, but this is current. I've done this in the last couple of years. So
I mean, One
think
Piece
I might be
is
doing more
huge.
animes. Yeah.
I mean, it's just significantly ramped up these past couple of years. It's been insane.
Yeah, I might just do more anime cons, you know, if they present themselves. I own bars and restaurants up in North Texas, so that's
awesome.
That's what provides. That's what takes care of us. But I'd like to do more of these. Maybe one a month or one every 2 months would be awesome.
Shout outs to any bars?
Well, Shakerton's is we've got 5 of those. One in the Colony, Allen, Prosper, Dallas, and Arlington. So yeah, so if you're in the area, come by and check that out. We've got Sushi Marquee, which is our sushi restaurant, and that's at the Star in Frisco. That's the Cowboys headquarters.
Oh, my best friend's gonna love that when he hears this.
Tell them to drop some Sushi Marquee. Check it out.
For sure. Well, if they need to go and find you, where are they gonna go find you at?
All my handles are at Mr. Brad Hawkins.
Appreciate that, Brad.
Appreciate you.
that.
Thank you.
One more time, we're here at More Phenomenal 2024, Wonderland of Americas. We out.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Easy.
Yo,
Easy.
yeah.